What's up, everybody? This is Carl from Techful Goodies, and today we're taking a look at two different Android phones. Now, if you've followed my channel or watched my videos, you know I've generally been kind of an iPhone guy, but I started to kind of get disenchanted by the whole iOS, their products, their upgrade path, and I just felt like I got tired of paying so much money for really not a big change when it comes to the new phones. And then the new software is just buggy. I feel like I have all sorts of problems with it whenever I'm using it. So I really just wanted to start to reach out and see maybe Android is an option, because there are really affordable options that you can look into, and both of these are very affordable. Okay, so you have the N10 here, which is kind of their lower end budget line, but still an amazing phone, and the B30 here, which is a little bit more of a premium one with a few extra features that you might decide on. But we'll go over each one of these, take a look at them, look at the specs to see what kind of value you get for the price you end up paying, and whether or not it's something you might want to use long term. Thanks to NUU for sending both of these over for me to be able to take a look at, try out, and compare, and explain to you what the differences are, and maybe they'll be something you might want to switch to. So this is the N10. This is more of their budget line. This is under $100. They will have an early bird special that I'll put down below where you can get some percentage off as well as some earbuds at the same time. But in the box for the new 10, you do have the phone. It comes with both a charging brick here and a charging cable. And one thing I want to point out is that you need to make sure that you look under the box here, because they do also provide a protective cover for your phones. So I think both of them have that for sure. And this is basically just kind of like a silicone case. Should provide good protection if you're someone who does like a phone case. And then taking a look here at the B30. So in the box, you do obviously have the phone itself. We have a little peel off on the back here. Let me go ahead and pull that off. And this one also comes with the wall brick as well as the charger, and they're both USB-C, so that you have that ability sort of flexibly use your cables with each phone if you have them both, or other devices that are USB-C. And then also on the bottom here, you get some stickers, a little manual, and another phone case. So this phone case here is also the same sort of silicone, same sort of material, but they're both pretty nice and should provide a good amount of protection. Full disclosure, I did pull these out and use both of them independently for a week, and I didn't have any issues with the software. I've bought different Android tablets that are kind of budget tablets in the past, and they're just sort of clunky, and it made me really dislike the whole Android thing. But both of these phones changed my mind. They're both smooth, easy to use, no issues. All the programs that I ran on there, YouTube, TikTok, Discord, all those kind of things seem to work just fine. And most of the apps that you'll find on something like the iOS store, you're going to find the Android Play Store. So I think it's definitely a real contender, either one of these phones. So this one's still set up. So go ahead and looking here at the N10, you're going to start to see you have a standard kind of home screen. So, and this isn't an Android review. It's more talking about the phones themselves, but I just kind of wanted to show you the smoothness of these phones. So this is basically your Android device here. If I go into here and kind of open up TikTok, it's going to load right up, and then I can just start flipping through different videos if I want to. Go back to the home page so you can kind of see how snappy and how quick this is. If I open up YouTube, directly in, and we will click on my latest video here and start playing it. And then it starts playing. You can go full screen with it if you want. Right? And keep in mind, this is their budget phone under $100. I mean, this thing is smooth. And if I wanted to, I can treat it as I want, right? So at $100 compared to $1,000 for some of the other phones, I'm just really, really tempted by this here. So it most definitely, you know, is very nice as far as playback, and I'll show you playback on the other device too. So if you can also take a look at the build quality here, I'll kind of hold it up and kind of rotate it around here. You can see that it does have a sort of metal housing here, which is actually really, really nice. It feels a little bit more like a good solid phone. The back here is plastic, but I think that that's fine because the outer edge is metal. It does have the dual cameras on the back here with the flash. You'll see that the other one does have 3 cameras, and we'll talk about those here in a minute. But you also have your volume up and volume down buttons here on the side, as well as the power button. Now, this one here does not have touch functionality for unlocking the phone on the screen, which the other one does. This N10 actually has a fingerprint reader inside of the power button. So when you set up the phone, you'll be able to kind of set that up. So if you want to unlock the phone, all you'll have to do is hold your thumb over the side here and it unlocks just fine. So that is the N10 kind of overview there. Let's take a look at the B30. So the B30 you'll see is notably different as far as the design go. It does have a wraparound screen here, and when I turn on the actual screen, you'll see the difference. Like I said, there is 3 cameras on the back here with a flash, and on the side here you do have volume up and volume down and power on like the other one. Like I said before, both of them do have the USB-C charging here on the bottom, which makes it super convenient with speakers. Let's go ahead and turn this one on. And also another thing to note while this is setting up is that both of these do accept SIM cards. They don't seem to have eSIMs from what I can tell. So you'll have to make sure that you do have a normal SIM card that you can slide in here. I don't have these set up on a cellular network. I'm just using straight Wi-Fi to test them out. But so far it's been working just great with the Wi-Fi, other than the fact that I can't make calls. And then I can set up my fingerprint reading here. So you basically go through the process and you can see this is where the fingerprint sensor is. It's basically built into the screen itself. There's no hardware button or anything like that. So when you need to unlock the phone, you can. And now we're into the phone itself. All right, so I'll go ahead and lock this, turn it back on, and you can see down here there's a fingerprint button. If I put my finger on here, it immediately unlocks. So that is a little bit of a difference between the two, where on the N10, you do have the fingerprint button on the side power button, and on the B30, you have it on the front of the screen. It's very smooth when you're moving around. If you want to bring up the apps and the app tray, you can do that. Go back home here, open up YouTube, and there you go. And you can see exactly how fast and responsive both of these phones are. In fact, I'll turn them both on at the same time. Both of them are very smooth with scrolling. I mean, I haven't had any issue with just the user interface or anything with these. And then as you can see here on the B30, it does have kind of a wraparound screen. As you get to the side, you can kind of see part of the screen here. You can set up different effects where maybe the side is a different color, but it is just a different way of kind of looking at these things. And then go ahead and playing video. Works just perfectly smoothly as you would expect. I have had other budget devices in the past and they're just so clunky. I really hated them. So both of these have impressed me to the max. So let's talk about kind of the features of each one of these and why you might want to choose one over the other. So on the left side here, you have the N10. It's a 6.6 HD plus display featuring a 90 hertz refresh rate. It has the octa-core processor with up to 1.6 gigahertz clock speed, paired with 4 gigs of RAM and 4 gigs of extended RAM and 128 gigs of internal storage. 13 megapixel autofocus rear camera and a 2 megapixel full frame macro lens and a 5 megapixel front camera. It has a 5,000 milliamp hour battery, Android 14, and pretty much everything you need in the box ready to go. Now, the B30 has a 6.7 AMOLED at Full HD Plus curved display, which is 2400 by 1080. It has the MediaTek Dimensity 7050 chipset, 8 gigs of RAM, plus 8 gigs of extended RAM, and an octa-core up to 2.5 gigahertz, 256 internal storage. So you get a little bit more with this one, and you can kind of start to see where the prices might increase here. Super fast and smooth 120 hertz refresh rate. Triple camera. The main camera is 64 megapixels, f1.9 aperture. There's also a wide angle 8 megapixel camera and a macro lens of 2 megapixels. It also has the 5,000 milliamp battery, Android 14, and NFC, Wi-Fi, fingerprint unlock, and stuff like that we already discussed. So I'll go ahead and do kind of like a camera test right now so you can get an idea of both the picture quality and the camera quality from the back camera. Use my little Optimus Prime here because it's a good candidate for a camera photo. So first the N10, and we're just going to use the base kind of camera here, the base settings. We'll do a capture, and we'll do a video. And both phones use the sort of general camera app from Android, which is very nice. You have panorama, portrait, pro mode, capture, video, slow motion, all the things you would kind of expect from a camera app. So that's great. All right, we'll do the same thing with the B30 photo. This does have the wide angle, regular, and close-up lens. So let's go ahead and do the wide angle photo and the close-up. Then we'll go ahead and do the video test here. And one other thing also to mention is that you do get the ability to take 4K photos here and videos if you want to with the B30. So you get kind of that little bit of an extra megapixel capture when you're using the phone. So you can start to see where there's differences in the phones and why they're priced the way they are. Now, if you're someone who just wants a phone and you're not doing 4K video or captures or stuff like that, I think that the N10 is a really great choice. And then if you're looking to do a little bit more with your phone, I think definitely that the B30 is an awesome choice. So I really hope that was helpful. I feel like both of these phones really impressed me when I got a chance to use them. Like I said, I used them for about a week. I installed most of my apps so I can get notifications, Ring doorbell, Discord, TikTok, all those different things that I could try out during the week to see if I would feel like it wasn't a good enough phone for me to use. But I really found that both of these had such great experience when using them. I was actually kind of blown away. So again, thanks to NUU for sending these over and working with me. I love to be able to share this stuff with you. I love being objective. I just don't want to be the iPhone guy. I want to understand the Android stuff, and this was a great start into that Android world. I am going to let my son use one of these. He has a SIM card in his that he can just pop in. He said he wanted to try it for a week, so if you have any other questions, make sure you leave a comment down below. I'll definitely fill it in. If this helped you out, if you like this video, give me a like, give me a subscribe. I'd love to see you back. Tech guy sitting at a tech desk looking at tech stuff. It's always just fun. But other than that, this is Carl from Techful Goodies, and I'm out.